Do you like the matchup? Do you like what she presents, what she brings to the table, and how your skills match up against hers?
Yeah, I do like the matchup. Excuse me. I do like the matchup. I think that obviously I'd like to be, fighting. I want to fight, higher ranked people, of course. But I know that she's better than maybe what her ranking kind of says. So to me, as a martial artist, I just want to, fight whoever's going to challenge me and who I can test myself against. And yeah, she's a strong girl. She has, certain attributes, but I just believe all of mine are better than hers.
Yeah. And this will be your 5th fight, right? At 125 pounds since you moved up.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Overall, how has been your stay at 125? You've had some mixed results, but how do you feel yourself as a fighter? And do you ever contemplate maybe moving back to 115 or that stuff?
No, I know that people say that a lot or whatever, try to tell me what to do, try to tell me, give me advice about my career, think this and that, but I know myself and I know what I'm doing, and yeah, maybe I had some mixed results, but there's a lot of factors and variables that go into it that not a lot of people know me or my situation, and so I don't contemplate going back to 115. I could be persuaded, of course. I'm a prize fighter, so if an opportunity presented itself that was convincing, then I'd do that. But in actuality, I'm here to challenge myself. I'm here to push myself, and 115 I've already gotten to the top of that and did that. And with the time left that I have in my career, this is the next biggest challenge, And so yeah, it got to the point at 115, it was like I had so many rematches and I was fighting the same people. It's just like and I have that goal of becoming 2-division champion, and I know I hit a speed bump in the last fight. Had I won that fight, I would have probably been in, title talks, or at least very close to it. And so right now with that loss, it's kind of a little frustrating, very frustrating. But I still feel like it's very possible, and it's very within reach. I've actually been in this position before where I was making a title run at 115 when I fought Carolina, actually here in Atlanta, many years ago, and I thought I was getting that title shot right after that, and it was just, and I lost, and then I had to kind of rebuild myself, and here I am again, all right, I've been here before, so yeah, just gotta, make a statement and do the best that I can, and God willing, I'll get that title shot and I'll achieve my goals.
Yeah. And do you feel like that, you say it's within reach, but how far do you think it is? Because you are a former champion, you are a beloved name in the sport, and you always put on exciting fights. That's why you're always at the top billing of this cards. I would imagine the line wouldn't be too long, right?
Yeah, things can change very quickly, as we see all the time in the MMA. It's very unpredictable. So, I just got to be ready for whatever and just do my best and let God take care of the rest, and whatever happens. And but I do feel like it's very within reach. It's just a little frustrating because you feel like you just want it your way. You know what I mean? You wanna as a human being, we want to implement our will. But we just kind of have to submit to God's will and just kind of go with His plan, and so gotta take a little detour, So it's all for the best, though.
It's not official yet, but there's been talks of Zhang Weili potentially moving up to challenge Valentina. What do you think about that fight? You know Valentina very well, and you fought Zhang Weili.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she has a chance of dethroning Valentina?
I definitely believe she has a chance. I think anybody has a chance, but it's and Weili obviously I think has a better chance than maybe most other people. However, Valentina, she's my favorite. she's I look up to her. I think she's amazing, and I believe she's the better martial artist. So I think that would make the difference in the fight. I do think Weili is very fast, and she's very strong for her size as well, but. Valentina is extremely strong, so and very fast as well. So I think it would be a very interesting matchup. But I definitely would lean more towards Valentina in that one.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Rose, right here, this side.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot.
Right here. I'm Julian
Yeah,
Virgin.
okay.
Good to see you. Again, I'm Julian Virgin. Rose, you've become a fan favorite because of the level of vulnerability that you've been expressing to the fans since you've come into the UFC. I'm curious, this season of your life, how would you describe it?
The season of my life, fun, very peaceful, you know. It's not without its turmoil or, you know, chaotic moments, but just my faith in God and just like my relationship that I've really like worked on a lot over the last few years. It's like, these are actually the things that I've been through, just like that I maybe don't always talk about, or I don't, like, I am very vulnerable and I am very open, but there's also things that I still keep private in my life. And it's crazy because it's like, it seems like it would be, it's tougher than like, than I would even, you know, let on, you know. And so, but I just have the peace and the joy that surpasses all understanding and the strength of God. So it just helps me carry my cross and with joy and be able to just relish in and smile in the face of any type of, you know, just hardships or persecution or just whatever it is, you know, like, so, yeah, nobody could take my joy.
You spoke about how you fought in Atlanta previously. When you're on these work trips, do you take time to like explore the city, and what does that look like for you being here in Atlanta, Georgia?
You know, I really do like Atlanta, and I wish I was more, I guess, it's just always like a risky thing of like, all right, like, you know, let's go do something, and then it's like, oh no, I changed my mind, I want to go in my room and hide, you know. So, but no, I really do like it here. We kind of like walked around outside a little bit, but yeah, it's just focus on the task at hand and just kind of conserve energy and focus on performing.
And Rose, what has been the theme of this fight camp as you prepare to go
The theme?
The theme.
The theme, ooh. Oh gosh, I don't know, just the martial arts journey, you know, just being a martial artist and enjoying the process and enjoying everything, and regardless of what's going on, you know, just being a martial artist.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey Rose, just really quickly on the Zhang Weili, obviously you have a long history with her. If she does end up moving up and taking the flyweight belt, it's gotta be good for you, right? You have 2 wins over her. You mentioned that you kind of left 115 because you were tired of rematches. Is that a 3 match you would relish given the changed circumstances?
Oh yeah, for sure, just because, yeah, 115, obviously we did that twice there, so if she, you know, got through all of that and was able to, then yeah, that would be something that at 125 would obviously make it a little different and more exciting. And obviously with obviously achieving such a big, I don't know, achievement, that would make it way more interesting for sure, you know. The more that she elevates herself, the more that it's like, okay, I you know, that's a new mountain to climb. That she's obviously, I think in her last fight she showed some great evolution, and so it would just make it more interesting that the more she evolves, the more that I would be interested in that. But yeah, so we'll see.
And is that a fight you'd be more interested or less interested, just given your kind of personal respect for Valentina Shevchenko?
Yeah.
Would you rather not fight someone you respect for that second title?
Yeah, I mean, I respect them both, but I definitely have, like, I guess a more softer place in my heart for Valentina. Not that I don't like Weili at all. Like, I think she's great too. I think she's great for the sport, and you know, just respect a lot of what she's done. Yeah, that would be very interesting. You know, I think they kind of, both fights would be a dream come true in a different, you know, for different reasons. And but with Valentina, I ain't gonna lie, it would be a little bit like it would. I don't know. I really like her as a person. I just got to know her a little bit more, so it would be a little bit weird. But I would definitely put that aside and just kind of focus on, you know, just the fan side of myself as a mixed martial artist fan, and also just a martial artist, and being like, I would put myself in the headspace of like, all right, we're gonna test ourselves. We're gonna just have fun doing this and get paid doing it. Because obviously, I mean, I trained a lot with her. We didn't get paid for that, so you know. So I try to just focus on that. But you know, there would be somewhat of mixed feelings, you know.
Okay, Rose, real quick, I just want to get your thoughts on the expected fight between Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison. It's a big fight for women's MMA, and it got a lot of people excited. And I feel like there hasn't been a matchup like that in a while. One of them that I can point to is your rivalry with Ioana and Jacek that had people going. So, what are your thoughts overall for that fight and what it can do for women's MMA? And I don't know if you maybe feel comfortable leaving us with a prediction.
Oh, man, that was really good for women's MMA. I was very happy and very proud, you know, to see that just the way like the athletes handle themselves and very you know, respectful, but also very like we can find excitement in like legit martial artists that are just there to like for that reason and alone. And not that I'm not entertained by certain you know, just whatever like rivalries and things that when it gets a little you know, I guess chatty and this and that, or catty, so to speak. But I really appreciated like just the way that they, you know, were, I guess, represented women's MMA. And so definitely very excited for that fight. And it'd be interesting to see how Kayla Harrison deals with Amanda striking. I think that's probably maybe like mostly what everybody might be thinking, or that might be the big question. But Kayla's her striking is looking better and better each time she gets in there. So, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see if she can get her hands on Amanda and see. But I mean, Amanda's got great jiu-jitsu and she's super strong. So, a prediction, I don't know if I have one just yet. But man, I don't know. I love them both, and Kayla Harrison made me a huge fan of hers. Just the way that she represented, you know, her faith in Jesus, and she just like put it out there and spreads the gospel like that. That to me, I'm a little biased when it comes to that, but I mean, so I'm be rooting for her. But I love Amanda Nunes. I think she's, you know, obviously the greatest. So yeah, I'll be watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir?
Hey Rose, so pretty recently Miranda Maverick said that it'd be a heck of a charity event to have people come in and watch you guys spar. Are you excited about the technical battle that you think this fight's gonna bring?
Yeah, I think that I'm prepared for all of it, you know. I'm prepared for, you know, it to go all 3 rounds, or whether it's just going to be a quick finish. So to me, it's all about my preparation and the adjustments that we've made since looking back at our training footage and things like that, and then just, you know, watching how she kind of fights and stuff. Yeah, but I'm truly prepared for all of it. So I don't know about a charity event, or what was that?
Miranda said, quote, "When we spar, we said it would be a heck of a charity event to just put on live sparring where people would come in and watch fighters get rounds."
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess in general, I think that it's kind of one of those weird etiquette things where like you know, there's so much that happens in the gym, and training is definitely different from the fight, but there's so many like training clips that it's like, man, if somebody would see this would be crazy, you know what I mean? But as far as our rounds, I mean, I think they were pretty decent rounds. I don't know that, I don't know. It is what it is. I think it's I don't know. I don't know if like charity event or whatever, I don't know what that means, but you know, I never post really like my sparring footage, but it would be great to do that I know people would really enjoy that in general, just like with anybody. So I don't know, like her rounds with me versus anybody else. I don't know. There's some that are good, some that are just okay, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe she's trying to hype up our fight, you know, which I do believe is going to be very, I've evolved a lot in this training camp, so I'm just really excited to put that on display and let it translate into the fight, because that's my biggest like prayer and hope, is that what I've done, I have the full confidence that I'm fully prepared. It's like, okay, now what I've done, I just gotta make it perform and translate into the fight. So yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned you've done a lot of evolving. Are there any adjustments or
tweaks, either physically or mentally, that you've made that you're especially proud of heading into this camp?
Yeah, actually, I just like was looking back at like old training footage when I like first kind of was preparing for this fight, and it's just funny because like, you know, Pat has been telling me for probably many years, but I just like never really fully seen it the way that he was saying it, but he's like, why are you letting these people do this, you know, or like, why are you letting this, why are you just like letting this happen? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm training my hardest, you know, and I'm breathing heavy, you know, like, and then when I go back and watch, and it's funny because like I would watch the same thing back then, and it's like it looked normal to me, but then all of a sudden when I watched it, it was like the smoke cleared from my eyes, and I could just see like, yeah, why am I just letting stuff happen, or why am I, you know, I know I could be doing something else right there, you know, and so all of a sudden it just, once I made that realization, it was like, it changed a huge, it turned a huge corner for me in my training and my results and my performance in my training. So that was a huge one, and then just being on the same page and not just being able to see eye to eye on a lot of things within the team and stuff. It's been huge, and so yeah. And then I think like having the off season for this fight, like just a little bit more time to like kind of lift more weights and stuff going into a camp, I think has been really good on the physical side and whatnot. So, and I think just overall, just maturing and more experience over time and stuff like that has been helpful.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
One more.
Hey Rose, yeah.
Mhm.
You are 2 times UFC champion.
Yeah. Thank
What's
you.
your reaction to Jiří Procházka turning down the UFC fight? Focus on his finishing his university degree.
I'm sorry, say that again.
What's your reaction to Jiří Procházka turning down the UFC title shot, focusing on his finishing the university degree? Former light heavyweight champion.
Former like
Jiří
heavyweight.
Procházka.
Oh, Yuri, he turned down the title shot.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Finished
that.
his- Okay.
Oh, to stay in school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's very smart. I support him in that, and yeah, I think, you know, it's funny. I actually went through many times throughout my career and was like, I'm done with this. And I even like going off of I think it might be even the second Carla loss. I actually enrolled in some classes for like a few months, and I was like, yeah, this ain't it, you know. So I can relate to that, and I totally understand the thought process of like, you know, wanting to change career paths and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is he retired, or is he just like taking a break?
He's just finishing the school right now. in a few weeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's
So
ready to fight.
okay. So yeah. So I think that's very smart. You know, just do that, and I mean, I'm sure he's still got a lot of time, and I think that'll be good for him. I think it'll just kind of revitalize him and be able to come back stronger. And I'm, you know, I'm a big fan of his, so it'll be cool to see. Okay. Thank you guys.
Yes, one more.
Oh,
Right here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Rose, this is the fight against Miranda for you. It's kind of fight where you can more lose than to gain. I mean, if you win, you'll stay where you are. If you lose, in the worst case scenario, you can go out of top 10. So does this fact make extra pressure on you?
I mean, I guess naturally it would, but me as a martial artist, I just gotta, you know, fight who's in front of me, and so obviously she's behind in the rankings, but as far as like an opponent, like she's, you know, I guess earned the right to be here, and so she's on an impressive win streak, and so I just have to look at it as a martial artist and think that that's just the next challenge in front of me, and not pay attention to all the other stuff, even though it is, I think, you know, I guess it's normal and natural to think about, but I try not to think about it too much, because she poses a threat that I have to overcome, and regardless of you know, the result, I just have to perform my best, and you know, yeah, just let go of the rest.
And the one for me, how will look the perfect 2025 for you if we are talking about UFC?
I'm sorry, what?
How will look the perfect year 2025 for you if we are talking
Oh,
about
perfect year?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect year would be, probably, win this fight and then maybe win 2 more and hopefully somewhere in there as a title shot, and that would be perfect.
Let it be. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yours? No, yours. Yeah. What was that? Yeah. I'm not the part, so I appreciate you.